Crossfield Class. Am I confused? Isn't the Crossfield the class of the Discovery and the Glenn from Discovery?
You are not confused at all. It is exactly the class of the Glenn and the Discovery from Discovery.
Okay.
I don't really know what ended up to have this transpire to change the models of the ship. Maybe it was a line flub somewhere, or maybe this is an upgraded Crossfield class, such as the difference we see with the Enterprise in the original series versus the movie era.
Okay. So, yeah, you know what? It could be because they mothballed the Crossfield when the Glenn blew up, right?
Yeah. If I remember my Discovery lore correctly, the Discovery and the Glenn were the only two of the class that were ever built.
So they could have.
They were supposed to be these highly advanced technological test beds.
So they could have released another ship in that class, but it was a whole different thing, too.
Right. Or it could be even like a Crossfield A.
Yeah. But, well, you know, at the same time, it's also a Frankenstein, so she might have just been going off of one piece of it as well, because they'd been scrapping ships and building this thing in a bottle, basically.
Yeah, the design of it first kind of reminded me of something in the NX period.
Yeah.
And something maybe a little further on than Enterprise, but also kind of closer to Enterprise than the original series.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and pay more attention to it, because I was only thinking about the Crossfield thing now, and I didn't really look at that ship that carefully, which is weird because I also turn into a bit of a ship nerd from time to time.
Oh, it's great fun.
Yeah. All right. So on the ship, and that would be back on the fake the fake Federation ship, Chapel wonders if the Enterprise caught their transponder signal and how long it'll take for the extremists to breach the airlock. And Binga figures about 5 minutes with a laser torch or less with a grenade. Chapel didn't think they'd be dumb enough to use a grenade in space, but then reconsiders given the circumstances. They search the lockers hoping for environmental suits, but find a helmet and a jetpack. And Binga plans to use the helmet's beacon for a signal and the jetpack's attitude thrusters for an escape. Chapel questions the point since they'd be goners within seconds, but Binga points out that they'd have a whole minute before freezing, and only 15 seconds before passing out. So it's not too bad. I mean, if you're found, and you're recovered. If you're dead, you never know it because you passed out 45 seconds before it happened.
Yeah, pretty decent odds for the situation they're facing.
Yeah, not too bad. Ortegas definitely navigates the Enterprise through an asteroid field while the rogue ship takes pot shots at him. Spock refrains from firing, suspecting that M'Benga and Chapel might be hostages aboard the ship, having sent that signal. The Klingon D7 class cruiser soon spots them and starts closing in. Chapel comments on this being a horrible way to go, and M'Benga tries to muster some optimism but quickly gives up. Finally, Spock gives the order to unleash the torpedoes. Simultaneously, M'Benga triggers the airlock and he and Chapel are sent drifting into the cold vacuum of space. Spock looks tormented as their ship meets its explosive end, but Uhura picks up the beacon from the EV's suit helmet. Spock rushes to the transporter room, and M'Benga is conscious, but Chapel isn't breathing. Spock administers CPR, pleading with Chapel not to exit the stage just yet. She revives, gasping for air, and playfully chastises Spock for his rough methods. As medics arrive to whisk M'Benga and Chapel to sickbay, Uhura reports from the bridge that the Klingons are hailing them.